Hi, everybody. This is Saad. I wanted to read for you two tweets that I posted on March 1st of this year. About to watch Being There with Peter Sellers. I remember when the movie was released in the 1970s. I was a kid. Time to finally watch it on the flight home. I was coming back on a flight. I think I was coming back from Arizona. I was giving a talk there at Arizona State University. In any case, then I put up a subsequent tweet. My review of Being There, starring Peter Sellers, very good, with a strong hint of nostalgic melancholy. I'm glad that I finally watched it. I remember when the movie came out in 1979. I must have been, I guess, about 15. And it was one of those movies that became sort of an iconic movie, a cult classic. And I remember that Peter Sellers had died shortly thereafter, but I'd never watched it. So it took me till this just a few months ago to finally watch it. And then I was recently uh, listening to a conversation on Megyn Kelly's show where someone made an observation. I wish I had thought of it, but it doesn't stem from this brain. So I can't remember the person who said it was a guest on Megyn Kelly, who commented how the plot line of Being There is exactly equivalent to what we're seeing with Kamala Harris now in terms of her coronation to potentially becoming president of the United States. Uh, Being There is the story of a slow man, euphemism for mentally deficient. You know, a man who probably has the mental acuity of a child who has always lived in a protected home, meaning that he never left that house. He would tend to the garden. Everything that he did was in watching television. He was a an obsessive television watcher. And then the owner of that home where he lived passes away. He's forced out. He's catapulted into the world without any of the tools that are necessary for him to uh, operate successfully in the world. And through a series of happenstances, he ends up connecting with a very wealthy man who is a friend of the President of the United States. And eventually, that guy, meaning I think the guy's name is Chance, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see. I think, yeah, Chance, becomes the advisor to the President of the United States. And so that every word that he says, even though it is some slogan from a TV show or some inane imbecility, is taken as, you know, words from the Delphi Oracle. And the person on Megyn Kelly's show had said, well, this is exactly the story of Kamala Harris, a complete dolt, a lobotomized imbecile who's done nothing of value, who's achieved nothing, who can't say a word, who doesn't have a proper, profound thought, who had some non meritocratic talents that allowed her to ascend the hierarchy by descending. Uh, and then somehow Biden says, I want appoint a black female vice president, looks around, there's only this dolt, and then Biden is pushed aside after we were told that he is the closest thing to a combination of Epictetus, Darwin, and Newton. And now she goes from having never won a single vote, having never, you know, gotten anything in a primary process, right? She polled at less than 1%. She was the first one to go out of the running in the previous cycle. And yet now she is the second coming of Jesus Christ, and she could ascend to becoming president of the United States. It would be difficult, short of thinking of Justin Trudeau, to identify someone who is more empty. Again, you know, people think that, oh, I'm a Trump. I'm Canadian. I literally don't vote in the US elections, but I do care about American democracy. I do care about the United States. The United States is the bastion of liberty, increasingly less so given how things are going. And in the exact same way that Chance in the movie being there goes from, being a, I mean, literally a mentally deficient, 5-year old level intellect to becoming, an oracle who is the advisor of the President of the United States. It's the exact same mechanism when it comes to Kamala Harris. Don't choose your candidates based on feelings. It's not about joy and positive vibes and fun and excitement. It's about which candidate adheres most strongly to the foundational, social, cultural, constitutional, economic principles that define the United States. In no world does Kamala Harris encapsulates those values. She can't put a single sentence together. She is bafflingly dumb and empty. Don't let being there be the prophetic prediction of what's about to happen in 2024. Take care, everybody.